Hi, my name's Kennedy, and I'm going to be your narrator for this video. And I'm going to tell you about me and my group's experience at Feed My Starving Children. Feed My Starving Children is an organization that aims to feed families all across the United States, and their mission statement states, as a Christian nonprofit organization, Feed My Starving Children is called to feed God's starving children hungry in body and spirit. You will hear us say this again and again. We want to reach everyone until all are fed. We truly mean this. This means reaching the hard-to-reach people and places, the least of these. They will be found and they will be fed. My group contains myself, Abby, Skylar, Riley, and Tori. I unfortunately was unable to join the rest of my group at Feed My Starving Children because I had to have surgery a few days prior to the day that we had scheduled to volunteer, and the day of, I ended up having to go back into my doctor's office for emergency treatment. Everything worked out fine on both ends, and I'm okay now, so that's why I've taken the responsibility to be your narrator today. This was the first thing that you saw when walking up to the organization. Immediately upon entering the building, they have a board dedicated to where across the world they've fed people, how many people they fed in the last year, and all sorts of other visual aids representing how much of an impact that they've had on the communities that they've served all across the world. After my group got checked in, they got set up with hairnets and lockers. You're not usually supposed to have items on you while you serve to keep up sanitation protocols, but my group got special permission so that we could film. After everyone was checked in, they were put in a room with all the other volunteers, and they watched videos explaining what they would be doing that shift. After that, they went over sanitation guidelines one more time with my group, and then they were guided to a room that was completely lined with sinks so they could wash their hands and get ready to serve. That shift was tasked with packaging bags of rice. They were all separated into groups of individual assembly lines. They all took bags of rice and measured them out equally into individualized size bags. My group unfortunately was not able to get a bunch of footage while they were serving. This was because even though we did have special permission from the staff leader of that shift to film things, we still had to be mindful of what we were touching and what we were doing because there was so much food around, and they really have high sanitation standards at Feed My Starving Children. So anytime that they would want to film something, they would have to take off their gloves, film it, wash their hands, put a new pair of gloves on. It got to be very redundant, and it also just felt a little bit wasteful. But I think that the footage that they were able to get really captured what they did and what Feed My Starving Children does. They really do aim to keep things safe and presentable, and they do hold up a higher standard than I've seen compared to a lot of other organizations. And it's very apparent that the work that they do really does reach a lot of their communities.